And good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Hope everybody is, well, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening back in the States. And it is 7:55 in the morning where we are.
And we're just getting ready to get started, so we're giving everybody a few minutes to join.
We
Oh, Anthony's coming over.
Oh, you see him? Or just say something. There
Hi,
there
Katie.
All looking sharp. Look at that.
He is. Anthony's been on live already this morning. He's
Yes.
coming over to chat with us a little bit. Hi, Michelle. Come on in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
No,
I'll do
we're
the...
just starting.
We're literally just starting.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit today about the chaos that started the day before yesterday and continued on through yesterday. And Anthony is coming over to give his perspective on stuff.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead.
No, you stay there. You want me to stay here or here?
Well, there's only so much room
There's only so much
the
room.
frame.
That's it.
I don't mind hugging up. Come on, Steve.
We'll see how it works.
We'll see how it works.
I always get stuck in the middle. Okay, there we go. So we're happy to report we had a very nice resolution to the issue. Starting with, there was a member from corporate on board, or still is on board, named Naomi. She's the senior manager for hotel operations, I think, and plus business services or something like that. I don't remember exactly what her title is. It's very long. But
So it comes in.
when we first all heard about this, a couple of people approached her and asked, kind of what was going on. She was visibly not happy that there was something going on that she wasn't aware of, and so she promised to find out. And we had a meeting with her yesterday that turned out really well.
I think it turned out well.
Yeah, so she came back with what Royal Caribbean's official response was, which was a typical corporate thing. She was very lovely, though, and listened to everything that we had to say and promised to take all that back to corporate. Sorry. Take that back to corporate, and then within the next few hours, the campaign was taken down. So they listened.
I feel like they heard us.
Yeah.
I feel like they were sincere in at least meeting with us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yes, so that's the other part. It wasn't just that Naomi wanted to meet with us. They specifically requested that she get us together and do that.
Absolutely.
That was part of it. So they were very mindful of our feelings on the situation. So, yay.
That is a good thing.
That is a good thing. And I do want to point out that the small print at the bottom of it showed that they weren't actively taking applications for that. I think I mentioned that.
And the button was grayed out.
And the button was grayed out.
Yeah.
But we know it didn't get posted there for no reason whatsoever. They were clearly doing that. So a lot of the things that we brought up, there are, obviously we don't all have the same followings, we don't all have the same backgrounds, but we really think that we bring an amazing level of diversity to the type of audiences that we reach. And
I think one of the things that was brought up in yesterday's meeting by Kathy, I don't mind calling her name because, it's just something positive. I won't.
it was Karen, actually.
Karen, Kathy, Karen, is that there were 17 different demographic groups in the room.
Yeah.
Just from her professional perspective of what she was counting in the room.
Yeah.
And that kind of power, you can't buy that. That for that to happen so organically, that is powerful. And that the potential is that there was, with the unified message, we could leverage that with Royal Caribbean to show
To
our
support
value.
their brand.
Yeah.
To support their brand. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there's a couple questions about what the campaign was. So 2 days ago, one of the TikTokers who used to be on board found a marketing campaign on TikTok Marketplace taking applications for an influencer to come on board to get free a free leg of the cruise, $2,000, and some unspecified other free stuff. for 7 videos or something like that, which was kind of strange, since there's like 30 of us on board, that they couldn't find that within the community they already had, and somebody who's already been supporting them. So it was just kind of strange and off-putting for us. So Joyce, I hope that answers the question, and Michael, I hope that answers the question for you guys too. I'm outside your door. Can you come in? I'm afraid to interrupt you. I don't know. We're vintages. We're not in our room. So I don't know whose door you're in front of, but no one's there. Sorry.
If it's my room, no.
Anyway, so we're very happy with the resolution. Obviously, Royal Caribbean is a big company. They can do whatever they like, however they like.
Yeah.
It was just, we felt it was a little insulting. And to be clear, I'm not what they're looking for. This was not about, oh my God, I didn't get this opportunity. There are 30 people on board who are doing this stuff that several of the people on board would have made perfect ambassadors for them. And most of the outrage was like, I don't even know if it was outrage, but I guess I was.
Katie says each vlogger has a unique niche, and Daily Shorts updater Mike and Nancy do more long form but delayed.
Yes,
and that's true.
exactly.
That's true. And a lot of them do some delayed, because it's a lot of images and videos that you'll have to go through each time we hit a port and go on an excursion, or even just wandering around the towns.
And Katie's saying Brooklyn does better excursion vlogs with the occasional short-term funny takes. Yes, she does. Ami is another one.
I would just say everybody has a different style.
Yeah.
The different niches. So
different niche, and to believe, I think some people even just leverage it to just maybe numbers, but it's not just numbers. For example, Tam and Bobby may have fewer followers, but their engagement is huge. Their level of engagement with being able to reach a particular market is probably the best of anybody on board.
Yeah, the support they get.
And I will say, we were talking about this obviously quite a bit yesterday, and when you made that point, I actually made a point to go over and look at their numbers. So, because I don't know that I call myself a math geek, but I'm definitely an analytics geek. I like reviewing that stuff and doing comparisons so I can see what's working. Anyway, they when I looked, they had about 22,000 followers. The views on their videos are regularly higher than their follower count. A lot higher on some of them. And it's just, I mean, I don't think any of us get that.
No, it's and so
not even close.
And I think the reason why this is important to even talk about is, and I think like you, or for different reasons, some of us, my fight for this wasn't a personal fight.
Yeah.
My fight for this was for the group of us, but then specifically, and I literally said this in the meeting, for a few key people in the room. If Royal Caribbean was doing right by a few key people in the room, then I would have had nothing to say.
Yeah.
I would have kept my mouth shut. I would have liked, in an ideal world, that they have support for all of the TikTokers on board, that they even just acknowledge that we've made a contribution to their brand, and definitely a contribution to Ultimate World Cruise. But my fight wasn't about me personally. My fight was about a few key people in the room that I think are super brilliant and that are way better than anyone they could bring on board.
Exactly. We all follow each other. We all support each other. We all, where was I going with this? I wouldn't say we're a tight-knit community, but we do get together.
We get together, we're friends, we care about each other.
Yeah. We do collaborations. I mean, not everybody is involved in all collaborations at all times, but there are group things that happen on here, and we're trying to keep up with that. So Alan says, was it Royal Caribbean's desire to have someone on board speaking for the company? So I'm assuming yes, but they already have that. Erica from America, who is a Royal Caribbean employee, and her job is social media content creation. She's been on the Icon so far, is coming on board in Hong Kong. So they already have that. So if Mark Sebastian comes back on board, I will probably refuse to watch his shows. You folks one face, which is nice on Facebook. If anyone disagrees with him, he gets so abusive. I have seen some of that stuff, yeah. Let's see. Has anyone been comped, such as free specialty? Yes, that has happened. Not for me. I don't know if you have.
Free stuff?
But like specialty dining and stuff like that. Excursions.
No, I have
So,
not. But Royal Caribbean, through Naomi yesterday, made it clear to me that I would have been gifted free stuff. But I took my independent journey, and that's about all I'll say about that.
he wasn't on board when it happened.
I wasn't on board when it happened, but they wanted to make sure that I knew that I would have been included.
Yeah, and so Litsy's saying, I think y'all would have been happy if any one of y'all being chosen for such a position. Exactly. Again, I know I'm not what they're looking for. I am not the traffic they're trying to bring in, and my follower count isn't high enough to justify that sort of stuff. But that doesn't mean I wasn't I didn't contribute to what happened.
What happened?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And same with Anthony.
Absolutely.
I thought the mic was a vape. Oh, that's funny. No, just a microphone. And we're sharing because there's 3 of us here. So that's anything else you wanted to say about that? Or about RC?
Well, I think what I believe is I believe in activism. On Instagram, my name is Activist Freak for a reason. I have a long history of activism. So what my definition of activism is if you find something wrong in the world, feeling empowered to make a difference and do something about it. And I think as a collective group, we have a power to raise our voice and do something about something that we saw was not right. Personally, I felt that it wasn't right, and I feel like I needed to speak on it. And I think a few others did speak on it and did voice their opinion. There are people that are in the outside TikTok community that are not even on the ship that really have come to love this journey and support us, and they spoke out about it as well. And I just want to highlight that because I believe that made a difference.
That's it. You were being true to yourself.
Yes, this is who I am.
Yeah, and I feel the same. If you've watched any of my videos, I have a fairly thick skin. Nothing much gets under it. But I will stand up for other people, and if I need to, I'll stand up for myself. But usually my motivation is standing up for other people, and that's part of my thing. Alan says, I don't watch you and other folk for a corporate viewpoint. Your guests and have your personal opinions that I like to see and hear. I'm not looking for a corporate view. Exactly. Most people aren't. Again, the organic nature of the coverage we've had for this is you can't buy this.
We generally talk about our experience as far as the travel itself, the places we've gone.
Oh, Heather, that's so sweet.
More just the travel side of it.
Exactly. So Heather says they've been exceptionally sick since January, and the World Cruise reality show has really helped. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And Bertie says they're invested for the 9 months. I'm really glad to hear that. Love you. The only way evil succeeds is for good people to say nothing. Exactly. I really appreciate all the support.
Good point. I like that reference.
Of course you do. Do you wanna stick around for a little bit? We're gonna talk. So now that we've done all that, we've said thank you to Royal Caribbean for handling it in the very professional way that they did, and for taking down the campaign. We really appreciate that because I hope they took it down because they're making offers to some of the people that I mentioned that would be perfect ambassadors for them who are already on the ship.
I think time will tell.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know if we'll hear a whole lot about it, but I hope that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Don't want to be negative, but one fishy thing about Erica saying she can't wait to mingle with. Okay. We're okay with her coming on. From everything we know about Erica, she seems like a really nice person. She's doing her job, just like Naomi was doing her job. Anyway, so
I definitely think Erica from America is, although a Royal Caribbean employee, she seems lovely. I mean, her content seems great. She seems lively and fun, and I mean, there's no problem with her at all.
I'd be thrilled to have Royal Caribbean engaging with my content and for Erica to be doing that with us. I think it would be great.
Yeah.
Again, because she's not an influencer coming on. She's a paid Royal Caribbean employee, and people understand that. So they're not expecting the same things from her. And is that your bull? I don't know what that means. Oh, so somebody's asking for a bit of an update. Okay, so I'll briefly do the update and then we're going to switch topics. Royal Caribbean had a marketing campaign posted on TikTok to bring in an outside influencer to do exactly what the 30 have been doing, and seemingly without considering some of those 30 people on board. We were all a little salty about it, some more so than others. But Royal Caribbean handled it in a very professional way. They took down the campaign. Somebody from corporate talked to us. We had a large group meeting where most people were present, and we feel pretty happy with the resolution. So that's where we're at. Yeah, America does their social media. AJ, hi. That's it. That's it for that subject. Now we're switching. Getting calendar reminders on my phone. Oh my God. My phone is driving me crazy right now.
Switching gears.
You know there's going to be more.
Switching gears. Okay, so for those who are still following along, we are in the middle of the Ultimate Asia Pacific Cruise Experience. And we just finished 2 stops in Indonesia that were...
Lombok. And Bali.
Okay, so somebody said it's nice to see the TikToks, but now I'm going to another place doesn't feel genuine anymore. I'm sorry you think that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to be more genuine than...
Yeah, I don't, yeah. Well, they didn't
less.
just mean us, maybe some of the others.
Oh, yeah,
The way
that's
it's
true.
worded. But,
So I hope you still follow along and enjoy the... One thing that's been really impressive is a lot of times when you go to touristy like places, they're so overcrowded and the visuals that you get are not what you had imagined, and meaning they're kind of disappointing. And I have not found that so far.
No. Each location has its own unique charm. So.
Yeah. Well, and man, so Antarctica, of course, was the place with the most epic visuals because most people don't get a chance to see that. I will say that.
I'm going to get closer to you.
Okay, that's all right. A lot of places we have visited are also very tropical, so there's a lot of greenery around, and
Absolutely beautiful.
The lushness of some of them is something that is shocking is the right word, but epic. Antarctica was again difference versus what we're used.
Yes, Cusco was beautiful.
Cusco was beautiful.
And you and your husband are doing. Please stay away from the drama. We do our best to.
Again, sticking up for other people is part of my brand. That's like I do that a lot, and sometimes not. I mean, sometimes for people who don't want them to be sticking up for.
And
so that's it's a failing in some levels. But anyway, yes, we just left Indonesia. Indonesia was amazing.
Day in Bali.
And into the evening because we didn't get to Lombok until like noon.
We didn't get off the ship until about 2:30.
Yeah, after the ship was cleared and all of that stuff.
And we had to be back on at 8.
Something like that.
Yeah, so we got to ride back to the ship in the dark. And
we were supposedly going to see the sunset, but since we were on a bus, it was actually kind of hard to see.
The traffic.
And the traffic. But
scooters. Wow. I'd seen videos before of, like India and all the scooters
20
there.
scooters per car, I think.
Oh my God. We saw a family of 4 on a scooter.
And I'm guessing, I don't remember seeing the family of 4, but were they wearing helmets? Were they wearing helmets? What? Yes, exactly. Most of the people who were on the scooters were wearing helmets, but when there were 2 or 3 on the scooter, not.
We'd see the dad was actually driving the scooter. He had a mother on the back. So the family of 4. And actually one of our friends, I can't remember which one it was talking about one of the scooters they saw had just the mom with like a only a couple of month old baby holding, and another one kind of strapped to her back holding on. And she was driving the scooter.
That just frightens me from a safety perspective. Oh my goodness.
And not just, we're talking very narrow roads.
Yes.
We were in a full-size bus, basically. It was a little bit shorter one, but the width And I mean, the roads were narrow, very little space between, and they're split in the lane.
And they drive on the wrong side of the road here. I did not know that before I got here. I learned something new when we got here. So JMM62 is asking, how was the food? I'm going to say this is the one disappointing thing, because we did excursions where things were running late because of traffic and other things. We did not get to try the local food.
No, we did not.
Because there wasn't enough time.
No.
In all of the places we stopped, it was like, oh, you're supposed to have an hour here, but since we're running late, you have 35 minutes.
Wait till Vietnam to see the scooters. And also,
Michael, I will be on the lookout for those.
where was it? Ashley. She said, yes, the scooter and the construction and the people insanity last year when
Now,
I was.
Bali I found to be beautiful, but
Yes,
also because
yes.
Steve and I really appreciate architecture
Yeah,
and the historical stuff, and Bali simply has more of that than
temples,
Lombok did, because
yeah.
there's a temple every few hundred feet.
Yeah.
And
And also the difference. Lombok was more Muslim,
that's true.
and
So
they did have more mosques.
right.
And
So the whole
Bali-
country is roughly 75% Muslim,
Yeah.
but in Bali that's different. Like the
Yeah.
majority of people in that particular location is more Buddhist, I think.
Hindu.
Oh, Hindu, sorry.
Hindu. And so
and-
the difference in those two areas, locations we went to, is very drastic. But that's why.
Yeah. So our guide was explaining to us that this is true in a lot of countries, that foreigners cannot buy land there, and he was saying part of the reason for that. I mean, obviously it's a law,
Thanks, Lauren.
but part of the reason for that, hey Lauren, thanks for joining, is because of the number of temples that everybody has a temple on the land they have. So you can't sell the
Shrine.
land or shrine.
Have a shrine in their home, basically.
So you can't sell the land of your ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do purchase property for whatever thing, like all of the hotels and the resorts on Bali have to be co-owned by a local,
Yep.
which is also
Sure they-
something I didn't know, and pretty interesting and very cool.
I'm sure they do fairly well. Leasing out to Hilton,
Oh yeah,
Ritz, Carlton, all the big names are there.
Yeah.
All the big names. We passed by so many resorts.
And
Yes.
locations.
And well, there's a lot of trees on the road because you couldn't really see in.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just beautiful. Even just their entrances and seeing what they have, but you could see it, in the front was beautiful.
I'm going to do a quick recap because like 3 people have now
Yeah,
asked.
yeah.
So the quick recap on the whole Royal Caribbean crisis was that we had a nice chat with Naomi yesterday. They listened to what we had to say. She came with some words from corporate that they asked her specifically to relay to us. It was a very nice, cordial meeting, and then within a couple of hours, they took the campaign down. And we don't know, but I'm hoping part of the reason they took that down is because they're actually considering some of the folks on board.
Lindy,
Hi, Lindy. All right, Lindy and Lindy.
packed and heading to Harmony of the Sea for 3 weeks. Woohoo!
So that's the update. I'm very happy with how they handled this, where it's going, and again, I hope that they are reaching out to some of the other content creators on board who would make perfect ambassadors for the brand, if
Yeah.
they so choose. If they decide they want to do that, so
Yeah.
awesome. So Bali. I haven't finished my Bali video yesterday. I got a little distracted with some of the stuff going on, and we had some meetings set up,
Yeah.
and then some other meetings that came up for the short term. So I will be finishing those today, but you guys will probably be in bed. For those of you in the U.S., you'll be in bed by the time it gets posted, so I might actually wait until you're up the next morning to post. So we have a total of 3 sea days. One was yesterday, today, so we're in the middle one right now, and tomorrow we have another sea day. And for the record, it's Friday here for us, Friday
Yes,
morning.
Friday morning, 8:20.
So on the 24th, we will be in Manila, and we finished all of the stuff we need to do for Manila, right? Because we had some extra paperwork we had to do.
No, we still got to do the customs form for
Okay,
entry.
but that's just a piece of paper?
Yeah, that's the piece of paper.
Okay.
That's the piece of paper.
So all the electronic e-visa stuff we have done already for the Philippines. And I'm going to say again, yes, the land laws are smart for their economy,
Well,
absolutely.
and not just economy, it's the make sure that the land stays in Indonesian ownership.
Yep.
For a lot of it, and that's the big thing, because so many of these islands get taken over when foreign money comes in,
Yeah.
and it ends up being owned by foreign companies as opposed to
As opposed to even real people,
the indigenous
let alone
people.
indigenous people. Yeah. So yeah. Do you have any independent travel plans during the cruise period? So
No, we
do
don't.
not. We do not. So part of the reason for that is we are not veteran cruisers. When we originally booked our excursions, we did it about a year ago.
Yeah.
And we booked all Royal Caribbean excursions.
Yeah.
Even though we knew at the time that we could probably go elsewhere and get them a
Yeah.
little cheaper. But
There's a good reason for it, and that was proven.
just the
In
other
Bali.
day. Yeah.
We one thing with a Royal Caribbean sponsored excursion, they will wait if the excursion is having trouble getting back to the ship. They will wait because they sponsored it. They lined it up and set you off on this excursion. If you take an independent and you get out and you get delayed trying to get back to the ship, they don't have to wait for you.
They do sometimes.
They do.
And it depends on how late you are.
And there again, they pay a certain amount for a certain amount of time to be in that port,
Yeah.
occupying usually that port, the dock space. So it comes down to the money, the Benjamins.
Or even if they're legally allowed to.
Illegally, yeah. But we had two of our friends who were caught in traffic. They
In
got in
Bali.
got in a taxi. I think that driver and saw some festivals. We're out in the streets walking.
Progress, and
No.
they were
No.
running half an hour behind. Now they did make it to the ship. So they
Thank
let.
goodness.
So I'm trying to remember. We were on a live stream with somebody. I don't remember who was hosting, but Tam and Bobby were on it, and they sent Tam a message letting them know that they were running late.
Yeah, they
and
were in
Tam ran
communication.
downstairs to security to bribe security with chocolate and stuff to get them to wait. And luckily they did get in just in the nick of time. So very
Yes.
happy to see that.
Yes.
Stacy said, would you do this kind of
Yes.
cruise again? 10 out of 10 would do again. That's my
Yes.
thing.
Yes, definitely would. Definitely would.
Sella's asking if I can recap in a video. Yeah, I will recap in a video. I'll do another one from the balcony.
Yeah, and live and
Is this-
believe.
Is this the wife
get-
swapping ship?
No,
Not that I'm
no.
aware of.
No. No.
I would be nervous taking independent service. So a lot of our friends are doing independent journeys,
Yeah.
and they're going just fine.
Yeah.
With the exception, I will say that, so Anthony did one, and because of the Jones Act, he was not able to get back on the ship when he wanted to. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
what was intended to be like a 3-day trip off the ship ended up being 15 days off the ship.
Yeah.
And Maddie had similar issues.
Yes,
And another
yes.
one of,
He
you
was
don't
supposed
see
to
him
get-
on video because he's an incredible introvert, but
Yeah.
an amazing photographer.
Yeah.
Matthias Chan, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember his website, but maybe I'll try and leave it in a comment on
Yeah.
this video when I
Yeah.
repost this. But incredible photographer, and he's done a few independent journeys, and he wanted to get back on in Brisbane, I think,
Yeah.
and he couldn't. So now
Yeah.
he's meeting us in Hong Kong, I think.
I think so.
I'm not sure where, but it
Yeah.
couldn't happen in Australia. I know that, and I know
And the
obviously
reason they
not-
can't get back on the ship, it's local laws.
Yeah.
As far as what's going on with it, since it was the beginning of the cruise, which Sydney was.
Yeah.
For this leg, Sydney was the beginning. Melbourne was not. So, not Melbourne. Yeah, Melbourne.
I don't know.
So I think that's part of why they didn't run them on. It has to be the beginning of the cruise, not just in the middle.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Sydney was the first place we stopped.
Sydney was the first place. Yeah, that was where the cruise it interchanged.
Okay. You confused me with Melbourne because I'm not. I got Brisbane. Well, see, that would have been the
Brisbane, not
Okay.
Melbourne. Sorry.
I'm like, I
Brisbane.
don't think we went to Melbourne.
No, we didn't. That's why I looked at you and puzzled. But
I'm going to say
Brisbane,
something.
sorry.
We've been to so many countries, and
Brisbane.
there's a reason. So I have a journal that I'm keeping track of everything on because
Steel trap.
we're losing track
Rusted
of where we've
shut.
been and how long we've been there, and the constant time changes. are getting so confusing. And I did fine up until the point where we crossed the international date line, and now it's just messing with me completely. So Catherine is saying, so they were going to hire some people to vlog on the cruise, and you passengers were upset, and RC has stopped the process. Is that correct? Thank you. So I don't know what their intent was. They had a marketing campaign up, and you know, Royal Caribbean is a great big company. They can do whatever they want, but it was just kind of insulting that they didn't consider or talk to any of the folks who have already been doing that
for 3 months and had, you know, generated a huge following
Yeah.
for the cruise and Royal Caribbean as a whole.
And to be clear, not upset for myself because I'm not the person they're looking for. But somebody says, if this is Tuesday, this must be Belgium. Katie, you're really messing with me. Please don't do that.
Not yet, not Belgium yet. We still got a couple of months.
Do you then, are you stuck on your own? So, anyway, so the independent journeys are pluses and minuses. I mean, everybody that I know who's done these has come back with these incredible stories about the just amazing things they've seen and done. So I'm a little jealous, but,
Yeah. But what if there's
but because,
someone who misses the ship?
yeah.
The ship will make sure that their passport is left with the port authorities.
Well, that's not the independent journey. That's the
If they
third
don't
party
make,
travel.
yeah, what they're saying is if you're stuck on your own, that's if they don't make it back to the ship.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what they're referring to.
Gotcha. Sorry, I misunderstood.
So at least you can make travel arrangements, and you can. And there again, just like Matthias and Anthony had to do. You meet at one of the next ports where you
Right.
identify that you can actually get back on the ship.
Right.
You know, country laws and everything being.
And most independent, or all, I think, have to be cleared. You have to tell
Yes.
Royal Caribbean where you're not, because they got to know where you are. Otherwise,
Yeah.
they may or may not wait for you and delay the ship leaving if they're expecting you to get back on. So, so you're supposed to give them your itinerary. You know how long you're going to be off when you try to get back on, and they kind of help with if you're that's not going to be able to happen because of the local laws or the Jones Act stuff. They let you know until you know. Do we know if anyone wants the job? So when we had the meeting the other day, no one expressed a clear interest, but I just from what I know of them, I think there are at least 2 that would have liked to have had the job and been very good at it. Did you get your diving kit out, fella?
Diving is in scuba diving.
Yeah.
I unfortunately never finished my scuba training, and I just time and money were never cooperating when I was.
Maybe
doing
we'll do that before our next world cruise.
Maybe so.
The Jones Act. Do you remember the whole thing with the Jones Act? Because I don't. I
We-
just know that was the name, and it has to do with
With
immigration.
immigration and also material, because we
Yeah.
dealt with it in Puerto Rico when I was down there working after the hurricane.
Okay. Oh, so it had to do with ship flags.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It encompasses several different things. We dealt with it there because there's 2 ports in Puerto Rico. There's the one in San Juan, the big one, and then there's the one in Ponce, which is we were set up there, and they wanted to bring the ships in there to offload the equipment that we were maintaining.
Mm-hmm.
And due to the Jones Act, it had to go through San Juan,
And then
unload there. Every single ship that was coming in with material had to get offloaded there and trucked over. If anybody been to the mountain, the road from San Juan to Ponce goes over the mountain and back down into Ponce. And so that was a whole nother addition.
Countries
to
have
the
really
cost of the
weird
contract.
rules about
This-
shipping.
Yeah, this is a U.S. law.
The Great
that comes
Barrier Reef
into
is
it.
around the corner. Yeah, we missed that.
Well,
So
we sailed through it.
we sailed through it.
Yeah.
But we didn't-
get to see it.
Partly because of weather, partly because those excursions were super expensive and not in our budget. Oh, Katie looked it up. Sorry, foreign flag ships not made in the USA must stop at a foreign port if disembarking in the USA. Okay, so maybe maybe that was just for the South America section or for the America section. So
Americas.
maybe the Jones Act doesn't apply here.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't.
All right, my
That was-
mistake.
that was-
Thank you, Katie, for clarifying that
Yeah,
for
that
me.
was
I
just
can't
as
Google
far
because
as
my phone's
the
being
Americas
used for something else.
and then Caribbean. Let's see.
You got a budget? Come on.
Yeah, Yeah, we have a budget.
We have a budget.
Nobody's sponsoring us.
That, no shade. We're okay with that.
Yeah.
Again,
But yeah, that's it. No shade.
This trip has been a 10 out of 10, and would do it
Yes,
again.
absolutely.
Especially because due to weather or political situations, we haven't been able to hit every port that we were supposed to see on this. Several ports in the southern tip of South America that we missed.
Well, one in the south. Falkland Islands. And I can't remember the name of the one once we came back up from Antarctica that we were supposed to go to, and Captain Stig turned us around because the water was too rough, and we went and saw that one glacier. Huge glacier. It was beautiful. Oh, that was
Amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah, but
then we went through the Chilean. I'm sorry. I'm backtracking.
Anyway, we missed some of those. And
Yeah.
we would love to go back, and especially Antarctica, because even though this was booked as you're visiting Antarctica, we didn't get to get off the ship for legal reasons. You're not ships are not allowed to.
You think there's enough time at each port to get a taste?
Yeah.
But that's one of the things with cruising. You usually do have a limited time in each port. Pardon me. A couple of them we've had 2 nights in a port, which is nice because then you get to relax a little bit and go back out and see something else. But the cruising is just an easy way to travel and see a whole lot of stuff.
Right.
And like Leah said before, you unpack once.
Which is nice.
Yeah. And you got to worry about driving. And you got to worry about flying, airports, missing flights.
I'm getting to really hate airports these days.
Oh.
And the amount of space that you have in an economy seat.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're constantly making the seats smaller.
And
I'm a normal sized guy. I can only imagine if someone like Anthony, he's as big as he is. He always said when he told us about it, he said he always has to get, if he can, the emergency rows because it's got more leg room since it's so tall.
have you considered the 3.5-year cruise? My understanding is that one was canceled because they didn't get a ship. So no. Also, the price they were charged, and don't get me wrong, amazing price, but also too good to be true. There's no way they can afford to run it in a way that would be.
He's considering allowing 15-inch wide seats.
Man, that's awful.
You're killing us, Katie.
Well, I mean, thanks for sharing the information. But there's a cruise that is now flying past to St. George Island, Antarctica, and you embark off the ice sheet. See, that would be really awesome. So, so back to the whole Antarctica thing. You have to have less than or 500 or less passengers on the ship in order to actually dock there, and obviously all sorts of regulations about how you have to be suited up and what you can and can't do on there, and how long you're allowed to be on land. I think they have like an hour limit or some per day, something like that. But those cruises are really expensive. Not in our budget for right now, but I definitely save up for that because I would like to actually step on the land.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely. And I'd actually seen a little ad for cruises from New Zealand and also Australia, going down to Antarctica.
Oh, that's interesting.
Almost due south from them, where it's a little bit closer too.
And we had some friends that did the Antarctica cruise shortly before we left on the World Cruise. So we got to see all their pictures. So of course we had FOMO and jealousy about that. So Dawn and Ed, if you're listening,
I'm still jealous.
We're still jealous. But we're glad you guys got to go and you shared our pictures with us. Are we retired? Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are.
The YouTube videos of folks suiting up on the plane before they deplane onto the ice sheet. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I'll have to check those out, Katie.
That's flights
Katie,
going
you're
in.
just like full of knowledge.
Yeah, she
Thank
is.
You. Anyway, so next location, again, Philippines, Manila, and then Subic Bay. Oh, the other thing I was going to say about this is if any of my Filipino former coworkers are in Manila, let me know, send me a DM, because we do have an excursion plan for Manila, but I would love to meet up with you, say hi, go out to lunch, do something, and just catch up. I think that would be awesome.
That's one of the great things, what we were doing for work is that we got to meet
So many people from different cultures.
all over the world. Work with them for extended periods of time, and there's some really just wonderful people that we've met.
Yeah. What are the ports that we're most excited for?
Going forward,
Madagascar
now, since we're doing
the Seychelles,
Africa.
and Mauritius.
Seychelles, yes, because it's beautiful, yeah, but still it's a tourist area. Madagascar, when that got added, we were both very excited about it.
And South Africa, we have a couple of stops, I think 3 stops in South Africa, and there's one where we will probably get to see penguins. So that was the
Yes.
other disappointing thing about some of the ports we missed on the southern tip of South America. We missed out on getting to see penguins. So
On the ship, we have a family from South Africa that I've gotten to be friends with the
gym
dad,
buddy.
my gym buddy, which I actually saw him the other day when I went to the gym, finally back in. But they're lining up an excursion, and he's giving me preliminary information on it, and he says as soon as they start fine tuning it and get it laid out, he'll give me more information on it. So we're looking forward to that, possibly doing it with them, and having
that'd be awesome.
someone from South Africa showing us what they know about their country. So, and sharing it with them, I think that's going to be pretty neat. If we end up doing it, that's still see what they finish up with. But it looks really amazing what they're planning.
Katie says Cape Town trainer Uber to the penguins
Yep.
at Boulder Beach. Yeah.
You've told us that, Katie.
We appreciate you
Yes,
reminding, though.
Yes. Penguin Town, I think, is what it's referred to.
What were your jobs previous? I was a construction project manager.
And I was operations manager pretty much. In the world that we lived in.
Oh my God, hold on.
The world that we worked in, from contract to contract, you could have a different title,
Can you
so.
hold this for a second?
Yeah.
Oh, so Drew asked Villa Vie. I am going to talk about Villa Vie in a second. I did a sales call with him not very long ago.
So the contracts that we would go on, sometimes you'd be a manager, sometimes you'd be a supervisor, sometimes you'd be a director. And
Don Marie. Okay, sorry. Don Marie, I saw Jeff X Days, and I'm like, oh my God. So one of my former coworkers is in the live. That's awesome.
Oh.
Hi, Don.
hello. There are baboons there too. Katie's just a wealth of knowledge.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But so yeah, we you kind of work up and down, and we work with the same people a lot of times. One time you're in charge, next time someone else might be in charge. So you work with people, and you all know how each other works after a while, and it kind of flows.
And that is correct. We have traveled a lot in the last few years.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Fortunate enough to work.
I say few years. I mean the last decade, really.
Yeah. Get to see a lot of things, meet a lot of people. So.
Dawn says she was always on charge. So, back to Madagascar.
Yeah.
This back, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Use it to cover my cleavage. What are your guys' thoughts on? I'm not even going to answer that. I don't know what that means, and it's stupid. Don't.
I'm trying to figure.
It doesn't mean anything. It's a troll. Anyway, let's see. Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. Wait, new characters? I haven't seen y'all before. No way.
Amber.
Amber,
Where have you been?
We've been here since the beginning.
Yeah,
So, Frugal Vagabond. Us. Well, it's a singular, but we're both Frugal Vagabond because he does help sometimes.
Yeah.
Were you on TikTok in your prior travels? Yes. So I actually started this TikTok account during COVID. I was living in Dubai. It wasn't really a travel channel. It was more of a cool things to do in this city. But I've been on for a couple years. Posting stuff that nobody wanted to watch before. This account kind of blew up about a month or so before we got on the month or two before we actually got on the ship. What content do you think you would make after the cruise is over? So again, it's Frugal Vagabond, so I do have some content up about frugal living practices. I will post more of that stuff and continue to post on travel stuff, content related to early retirement and personal finances. So that's kind of that's my it's not really a niche because it's like 3 things, but
Katie.
all right, we're doing this then.
Time out.
Make sure to follow, share the live. Thank you, thank you, Jekka like Becca. Looking forward to see your future travels. Oh, okay, so now I can talk about Villa Vie. So I can't even remember who the first person was. I know who's the first person on board who saw the advertisements. Villa Vie is doing a promotion right now, which I encourage everyone to take part in. Because I don't think it's over yet. I think it's over at the end of this month. Anyway, so the promotion contest is, if you go to their website, you should be able to find information on it. If you post, follow them on social media and share their stuff, the prize is 6 months on the ship. Villa Vie is a resident ship, so they're instead of booking a cabin like you would on a normal cruise ship, you either buy the villa or you're leasing it from the company who owns it. Are we going on Villa Vie?
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
We're looking at it. It's something unique, something interesting.
And something I would very much love to do. So we ran the numbers. We know what we can afford and what we can't afford, and what our preference would be, we can't afford that. So we're kind of looking at what we might be able to do. We've also shared, since I did a sales call with Irina, who was absolutely lovely and full of information, and because they actually already have the ship, which is that other MSC cruise that got canceled. And I want to say that even though they might be marketing right now for the next 3.5 years,
Maybe.
but they're anticipating that the idea is their guarantee is 15 years for that ship if you purchase a villa. Anything beyond that is possibility, but not guaranteed.
Right.
So I don't know what guarantee means in this situation. I would assume a percentage of money back if they don't actually make it 15 years, but
Yep.
it depends on why why that stuff happens.
Yeah, we still have some questions that have not been addressed yet. Or we haven't.
not because we haven't
Haven't been
asked.
presented.
Yeah,
put it
so
that way.
not because they haven't answered our
It's
questions.
just things we've come up with since we've been talking.
Right. So we've shared the results of my sales call with several other folks on board that I knew would probably be interested in it. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. I really do hope that we get to do that. Now, obviously, we're going to be on this ship until September. So Michael says, wouldn't touch that timeshare model. We can actually lease out the rooms ourselves, or
Yes.
if we purchase one, we can lease it ourselves. But I do understand, timeshare is kind of, that's a phrase that puts everybody on edge.
It does.
That ship is an old Fred Olsen, 15 years. I don't know that much about the ship. I have not looked into that, but thank you.
Yeah, I was curious myself.
So anyway, since we're going to be on this ship until September, that voyage on Villa Vie is supposed to start in mid-May. So obviously we won't be on for the first segment. But they also mentioned that if you do purchase a villa and you are not able to join immediately, the monthly fees for being a part of that won't start until you actually get on the ship. But you have to let them know that ahead of time so that it can be written into the contract. Check the bag of hey, hi, got discharged, I'm going home. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Yes, things left to find out, plenty of time. Actually, that is. So as I develop more questions, and I think it's been kind of busy because we had 2 port days in a row, but now that so we're going to be taking a closer look at it over the next couple of days, getting caught up with, and we need to really start on taxes.
Yeah.
We haven't started on our taxes. I mean, we're going to file an extension anyway, but we still need to get started on that because that's going to take.
Yep.
Could you live permanently on Villa Vie? So that's the idea. Again, it's like a leasehold as opposed to a freehold purchase, but a leasehold for 15 years instead of 99 years. But they are, from what I've heard, they also have a second ship that they're working on purchasing and refurbing for a second one. Yeah, 99K for an inside cabin purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2K a month. Yeah, that's the
No, we're
maintenance
definitely not
dues.
jumping ship in May. This is
No.
We
No.
are very excited about.
We're riding this till the end.
Yeah. This one's already paid for. On the other one, we have to pay monthly fees to stay on.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited about it. And I can't, so all we've seen so far, too, are the concept pictures, again, because they're in the middle of the refurb, so they haven't finished it yet. So when they actually do finish doing the refurb, I'm really excited about seeing what the rooms actually look like.
Yeah. And like you said, Mike, what the ship is, the age of it, yes, 15 years. I'm not I want to say I heard something like that in the conversations. The Serenade is 20
Yeah.
20 years old, and she's in great shape. I think the 15 years is what they're looking at as far as the lifespan of the ship.
Remaining lifespan.
Yeah, remaining lifespan of the ship, as far as it being competitive and with the ships that are projected to be out at that point in time. And I don't know when Royal is looking at retiring the Serenade. What is it? I can't think of the name of the class. But this
Radiance class?
So it's the Radiance of the Sea, Jewel of the Sea, Serenade of the Sea. I think it's just 3. I don't think there's a 4th one. But anyway, they're all built right about the same time, and so supposedly
Thank you, Jessica.
they're looking
Jessica
to build.
says she loves us all.
Yeah, we love you all too. We hear they're looking at another class of ship to build to replace this class. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But the whole lifespan of a ship, and of course the bigger cruise lines, just like the bigger airlines, they'll use one of their transportation modes, an airplane or a ship, up until a certain point. Then they'll sell it before it's completely useless. They don't run it till it's dead in the water.
So, yes, Jessica, we do know that you're behind us all. Thank you. And Brilliance of the Seas also. Yes.
Yes,
so that's the other one.
There is 4, yes.
And then I'm going to go on to, Michael said the ship is 30 years old already, 15 more years. Okay, so that's what I was saying. When you mentioned the current age of the ship, we need to do some research on that. We have not yet.
30.
Because that's 10 more years than the Serenade is now. Or was it? It's like 22 years old, I want to say.
And twice, like I said, I was thinking we had heard 15 years was not just what you were speaking about, was what the current age of the vessel they were trying to get, or they had gotten and were refurbing. If it's already 30, yeah,
because it's not spending I don't know what level of refurb they're doing either.
Yeah, and I'm curious about all the mechanicals.
Yeah.
Not,
30-year-old
not,
mechanicals
not just
is a
what the
little-
staterooms and the venues look like. I'm all the behind the scenes workings. The sewage system, the water system, the engines. All the mechanicals. Yeah,
So-
good point, Michael. Thank you, sir. Well, that's more we're going to be looking into, and if that's the case,
Yeah. Well, look.
the concept is neat, I think, but it all depends on the age of the ship.
Kira's asking, I'll go back. Hargan is asking Jessica what's going on. So there was a little issue the last 2 days. Royal Caribbean had posted a marketing campaign on TikTok to bring an influencer on. They've now pulled the campaign, and we had a meeting with them to explain to corporate, got to say stuff to us, and we got to let them know how we felt about that. And they've pulled the campaign, and hopefully because they're talking to people on board. That's the thing. But we're done with that.
Yeah, Kira, no, I don't think this is the last sailing of the Serenade. They got
It's
it
booked
booked
through
out
to 2026.
Yeah. So no, and like I said, she's in great shape. The crew does a great job. We haven't had any malfunctions that we've heard of or noticed of anything major. So, the normal thing, you got people have their commodes kind of back up, but then again, they may have put the wrong thing in the commode. It's not like your commode at home. But It's nothing that we've seen. She's been running great. It's a different kind of ship. It's run by 2 turbine engines as opposed to diesel. So it's kind of unique.
So Ryan says the maiden voyage of the Serenade of the Seas was August 1st, 2003.
Yeah.
So wow.
Yeah.
So
She's
21,
almost
21.
almost
years old.
21.
And Katie, yeah, the monthly fees are nuts.
Yeah.
But-
That's when Leah told me that, I was like, okay.
That's to cover. I mean, obviously the food and drink and
Fuel.
fuel
Maintenance.
and maintenance.
Yeah, it's like on an airplane. Instead of just buying a ticket, now you're paying for the whole thing.
Yeah. You know what? I need to break that down into like a daily cost thing. And okay, I'll do that later.
Yep. Michael, Serenade will be
Serenade
around
is
another 10
almost
years
old enough to drink.
Yes. Be around for another 10 years plus. And that sounds about right, because the next class, Bobby was talking about the class. She knew about it. And I can't remember what the class name was, but it's something generally this size, to where they can go into the smaller ports again. And I think they're going to keep. I think the one thing they're looking at with this, of course, 9 months is an extremely long cruise.
Yeah.
But I think they'll be looking at. Someone said 4 months. So I would be guessing 1 to 3 is what they'll start looking at for the longer cruises, as opposed to the 3, 5, 7 night cruises, or even 15. For like a transatlantic or a Panama Canal cruise.
I was reading comments, so I missed the first part of what you were talking about.
Yeah,
So
I
have
was just
no
talking about what Serenade will be used for, since, like Michael said, another 10 years.
That which would be awesome if they do.
Yeah, she's a good ship.
The monthly fees change depending on the size of your cabin. The least expensive for the inside cabin were $2,500 a month for a solo cruiser, and there isn't really a difference between. It's $2,500 a month for a solo cruiser, but I think it's $5,000 for 2. So
yeah, it's per person kind of thing.
So Andy, by the way, I just saw that you popped in. If you want to be invited to join, let me know and I will send you an invite. Jen saying, did they pull because onboard influencers were taken back? They found someone who went. So the marketing campaign never actually took applications. So I don't think they found anybody. I think they just, I think they were very kind and listened to what we had to say.
Yeah, I still think it was a trial balloon.
Maybe, but
because they never said just they're not taking it now, but it had the button there, but it was still grayed out. So I think they threw it out there to get a feel.
Angie says just here listening while she has breakfast.
Okay, glad to hear, Angie.
Good to see you here anyway. But yeah, our hope is that they're actually talking to somebody who's already on the ship. There's several people who would make an awesome ambassador for them. So that's our hope.
Well, yeah, and that was the whole thing that was our concern, is that there's already so many people here that have the followings, that have been doing what they've been doing for 3 months so far, 3 months plus, and doing a great job. There's a lot of great content these people are putting out.
Deanna, okay, sorry. Now everybody's asking what is happening. Okay. We don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
So we're talking about where we've been and where we're going. A little curveball yesterday and the day before with Royal Caribbean involving marketing campaigns. The marketing campaign is down, and we're very much hoping that they are talking with some of the more popular TikTokers that are already on the ship and doing great stuff for them.
Yeah.
And yes, very cool that Royal listened to us. We like that.
Yeah.
Like who on the ship? Ami would be good. Brooklyn would be good.
Yeah.
And
Little Rat Brain, she does some good stuff. Angie does good stuff. Anthony, there's so many. Bobby and Tam, they got a huge following, and they do fantastic. It's
Madison's, yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
y'all know them. Y'all know them all.
What is the favorite place we've visited so far? Antarctica.
Antarctica.
All of us are like, yeah.
Antarctica. And I hate to keep going back to Antarctica because we got so much ahead of us too. And now that they've added the Africa, we got Madagascar, which that's a biggie.
Yeah.
That's a biggie for
That's
them.
that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
And we no longer have Petra, so
Right.
unfortunate, but that's what it is. So,
That was a
Yeah.
huge disappointment for me because
Yeah.
before we got on the ship, whenever I was like, oh, what are you most excited to see? Petra, 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 Petra.
There's another one that I'm interested in seeing. It just happens to be because I'm an old paratrooper.
Yeah.
That's going to be the D-Day invasion sites.
Oh, okay.
And that was one of the more expensive ones, and Leah wasn't that interested in it, so I'm going.
He's doing that one by himself.
Yeah, but it's someplace I've wanted to go for so long. I can't remember. We're going to visit several of the beaches, and which is going to be neat. And we get to go to St. Mary Glees, which was the town where the paratrooper was hanging from the steeple through the whole battle, and the Germans thought he was dead. And but he was still alive up there, and they finally got him cut down. He just hung there, played dead for the whole battle. So,
I don't even want to ask what he was hanging by. That sounds horrific.
well, the parachute got caught on the steeple. He was still in his harness, so it was still intact. It's just the way it came down. He landed on the steeple. It caught on the steeple, and he's just hanging on the side of the church.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Every year they may even have it up full time. There's a dummy that they have that they hang up there. Usually I thought it was just during the D-Day memorials, June 6th, but I think they may leave it up there year round. The French in that area are so grateful for the liberation that was brought after the D-Day invasion. I'm getting sidetracked on conversation. Sorry. But that's one thing I'm looking forward to, because a lot of men gave their lives for our freedoms at that point.
And so next up, again, Manila, day after tomorrow,
and then Subic Bay,
and then Subic Bay after that.
and then a couple of cities.
I don't have the rest of
Yeah,
this.
no, it just shows one here, but I can't remember if it's one or two.
It's got to be Hong Kong because this
Yes, then
sheet
it goes to
literally
Hong Kong.
says
Yeah.
Brisbane to Hong Kong.
Yeah,
so
I can't remember if we have one or two
yeah,
sea days, but then we hit Hong Kong, which is the end of this sailing.
mini sailing, and we're gonna. A lot of people are gonna get on, and a lot of people are gonna get off there.
Yep. Yeah, I think we're losing Kristen at that point. Kristen and Chrissy. We're losing both of them.
Yes, which is gonna be a bummer.
They're neat people.
They are.
Funny.
Hilarious.
Christian, oh my God. He's something else.
And very sweet. Like the other influencers who have come on, both Chrissy, Christian, and Mark have all been very kind to us as a group, very helpful to us as a group, helping us understand this medium that they've been doing for years. All right, somebody asked, are you going to... Oh, hey, Ali and Andrew.
Hey, good morning.
Are you all going to the Parthenon in Greece? I don't think that's still it. We're only getting one Greece location, so I don't. And it's Corfu. It's not.
Yeah, Corfu, because the way they had to rearrange our whole schedule because of Red Sea and then going around Africa, they had to rearrange a lot of stuff and get us back on track. Corfu, Greece is where we actually get back on track.
Yeah.
With the original sailing itinerary, so they tried to keep that as unmessed up as possible, going around Europe and finishing.
And Alana asked her if we're going to Singapore. Yes, we are going to Singapore.
Yes.
And are we going to the Christian social media thing that he's hosting? Yes, absolutely we are.
And
And I'm
stopped
gonna.
posting a month ago. I've seen her stuff on Instagram.
Oh. So maybe just interesting. Are you able to catch up on current events? As much as we want to, a lot of us are enjoying not having to be so immersed in it.
I still got to feed my
He does.
addiction, my junkiness. So I'll check news. I'll watch what the markets are doing. So
Yeah.
just keep an eye on what's going on, so I kind of have an idea of what's happening.
Oh, Michael, you're getting on in Singapore. Awesome. Make sure you say
More or less.
hi. We appreciate you watching the lives. That's awesome.
And Live and Believe said a while ago that the new ships are not appealing to me, too big. I agree with that too. But we've been spoiled here because the ship holds actually about 2,500 passengers, and I think we have not yet been more than 60 to 70% full. So it's kind of spoiled that way.
I will say, I mean, I get why they do the great big ships.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
more for families
Oh, yeah.
to do.
Yeah, they're competing with the
Disney.
large theme parks. that's what they're competing with.
Yeah.
And,
I get it. I guess we're just getting a couple more people joining.
cool, Michael. Looking forward to meet you, Michael. I know Leah just talking to you about that.
Yeah.
Good evening. Almost missed you, Kathy. We're glad you made it.
I see. It sounds like Tam's online too. Hi, Tam.
Tam.
I didn't see your name come up.
Yeah.
So Royal Caribbean took the marketing campaign down. We're all happy with that. Or
Yeah.
I'm happy with that anyway. I guess I shouldn't speak for everybody.
I'm guessing if Tam's on, she's probably down at the coffee shop.
Oh,
That's my
maybe.
guess. What did just?
I don't-
Oh,
I don't-
you're.
My phone is driving me crazy. Okay, so we're about at an hour.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm getting hoarse. I need to drink some water.
Was it?
I don't know why it's doing that. We're still going. So,
Yeah, still
but
going.
we're gonna go ahead and sign off now.
Yeah, I think it's good.
this
Sorry,
is-
Kathy. I know you just joined us.
Sorry,
it will
Kathy.
be uploaded, and
Yeah.
you can watch.
You can watch the whole thing later.
Yeah. Sorry, it's 66 minutes.
Oh, cause it lost connection. Looks
Oh
like.
no,
Oh, that crazy.
no, it's still getting.
I don't know what's going on. We need to shut off
Yeah.
anyway because one of our phones is going nuts.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining. Really appreciate the support. And
Yes,
this is
appreciate and love you all. It's been fantastic being to share our experience with y'all, and we're still loving it. No matter what happens, we're still loving it. There's so many great people on the ship.
there are, and this is the regular. I don't know what that is. Okay, so this is the regular Thursday night. Again, we're going to try and have one every
Yeah.
Thursday night, not exactly at the same time, and tomorrow at the same 8 p.m. Hold on. I'm verifying.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on TikTok over here. Anyway, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will also be doing number 2 on the Outlive book.
Yep.
Katie, thank you very much.
Yep.
It is 9:02 a.m. here.
Yeah. We hope you all have a wonderful evening, and
And I'm really sorry for whatever's
Yeah,
going on in
that's-
TikTok. It sounds like we're getting, I'm having connection issues for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Hey, looky there.
Just in
We're
time
back.
to say goodbye. Anyway, thank you all for joining.
Yes.
And again,
Thank you,
tomorrow,
thank
Book
you.
Club Outlive book, chapters 3 and 4 at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Renee will be with me, and Steve will not, because he doesn't want to do the book club.
Nah.
Anyway, take care, everybody. See you tomorrow or next week.
Yep. Love you. Mean it.